People that are homeless, people that are struggling, are somebody's brother, uncle, auntie, father, mother, whatever. They're somebody's family.
Yeah.
You might not love them, but there's people out there that love them, and that's the love that's what we show. You mean they're like family to us.
Welcome to the Tales to Inspire podcast. Before we get started on this episode, I would like to invite you to our community so that you can hear more stories to inspire change within your life and positive change within the systems in which we live. All I want you to do is to click on the subscribe button. Your comments mean the world to us with anything that's resonated with you, and I absolutely love your support. I can't wait to go on this journey alongside you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Let's get into today's episode. I'd like to say thank you to our partners Wellsprings, who provided us a studio to share these stories. Now, Wellsprings provides opportunities for entrepreneurs and individuals with growing businesses in the Bolton area. Thank you so much for your support. I'd like to give a huge thank you to one of our key partners, Bolton CVS, in helping us share new stories of changemakers within Bolton, and that starts today. Today, we go into a deep dive with Billa Ahmed.
I'm Billa Ahmed, and this is my Tale to Inspire.
Bill, could you introduce yourself? Who are you? Where you're from? And let's go from there.
I was born in 1940, but no, 1970, one of the first generations I was born. My name is Billa Ahmed. I'm from Homelessness, UK, born and brought up in Bolton. 1970, I was born. Parent came over from Pakistan. He was brought here because of his profession. He came here, he did a lot of work on the ACCC, on Bolton College and stuff like that. He was a builder, he was a joiner, and he always tells me about where he worked and stuff like this. So yeah, he came. We were probably one of the first generation, and we were born and brought up in, I was born and brought up in Bolton.
All right, amazing. So coming from here, so born and brought up in Bolton, siblings and things like that?
Yeah, I've got two older brothers and I got two younger sisters as well. Yeah, so one was in taxis, one was a drug worker. I'd work out, and I've got one who works at the hospital, Rahila, and I've got another one who's a teacher in down in Birmingham.
Amazing. I love that. So Bill, can you tell a bit about growing up in Bolton, what your life was like for you?
Well, we grew up, growing up in Bolton, I still remember, living in Unsworth Street, really famous author, and it was off Derby Street, and we all lived there. We've only ever lived in like two addresses, and we lived there to the age of 7. I still remember my mother and father, when somebody would pass away or they need to go to Blackburn, we didn't have the motorway system like what we did, and they have to go for the whole day. And we were brought up with, there was a gentleman, his mum, wife, and they were called Johnny. Yeah, and his wife, who used to look after us. So when we used to go away or they had to go shopping, Johnny's mum and family used to look after us. I'm going to tell you a really interesting story before we go forward from here. I was going to the gym to DW, and it used to be which is the fitness now, whatever it is. Yeah. And there was a gentleman with me for many years, and we used to do classes together. And we just got speaking one day, really good friends, and we always talk. And we go, he goes, look, I need something doing about pain. I said, why don't you go near P Street and get some cupping done and get your dirty blood taken out, get it all done. He goes, oh, I used to live near P Street. I go, where do you live? And he goes, I lived on Unsworth Street. And when I just got on shivers down me, I'm like, oh my God, you know what? I go, where? He goes, number 3. We lived at number 1.
Okay.
I go, was your father called Johnny? Oh my God, I still remember him. Go, yeah, that's my father. Then I told him who you were. He goes, no, your brothers and siblings, I used to hold them and look after them. My mum used to look after them. And he happened to be the family who actually, and we were together for a minute and we did not know. And from there, we then built a link.
Right.
Where I gave the detail, and then the mother wrote me a letter.
Amazing.
She wrote me a letter, and she wrote me like a card, and she sent photographs, and I showed my dad and mum, and all the memories coming back, because mum and dad, they couldn't read or write, and so they used to do all the paperwork for them and look after them, and then it all just came flooding back. So this is what happened. So growing up in Bolton, dad always worked, sending money back home, right. Yeah, because they owed money to get over here. They had to bring it back, helping his mum. Our mum did little bits of work as well. And we grew up, going to Alexandra Nursery, then Sunning Hill, right after that Harper Green. But we came in a very, very mixed society background, very multicultural background. I came up with people who I grew up with was Paddy McGuinness, the famous Paddy McGuinness for TV. You grew up with him, and there were other people, Steve Vickers, Domino. My name, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know. They used to, because they couldn't pronounce my name, they used to call me Peter. That was my actually name.
How does that link?
This could be named Peter.
Peter.
It was the name I was given.
So the meeting, I still call you.
No, they don't. The people, I don't think they're alive anymore.
Right, okay.
But that's what they used to call me.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and then the word Billa came and stuff like, and that's how it all worked. And then growing up, it was just unbelievable. We would be out, and when you had to get home, because Paddy's mum used to shout, Patrick, and every one of us run home because our parents could hear it. Or when the lights used to come on at night, outside, you knew you had to get home. You knew where your friends were, like you'd get on a bike, where all the bikes were on the floor, or you'd ask your mate, or you'd ask the day before. We didn't have mobile phones. So we say to our friend, where you gonna be tomorrow? Or you see a friend, have you seen them? Yeah, they're there. And that's how we used to find each other.
That's so funny.
Yeah, just absolutely amazing, the things that we used to do.
So it sounds like it was a really joyful childhood.
Yeah, it was great.
So like in terms of challenges and things like that, it's actually like, you sound like you had a lot of community.
Yeah, we did. We were a lot good. There was a lot of racism as well. Growing up and there was a hell of a lot of racism in areas. But the thing was that in our area, it took a while for people to start accepting who we were. And that's with everyone in every community. And it went on for quite some time. There were certain areas in Bolton that you couldn't go because you get beaten up because of the colour of your skin. No matter how English you were, no matter how British you were, no matter how much you were in connection, or you were in contact or connected with the British values, and that they will still be you. But because I looked English, I would get away with it a lot of the time. But saying that though, at one time I did get beaten up.
Right.
They really beat the hell out of me. And for nothing. I came back from the wrestling club. I was on my way back. They literally got jumped for nothing, and they broke my jaw, broke my arm, and everything for nothing, just for being the colour that I was.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd never forget that. I've still got stitching, hurricane jaws, everything I've got still from that day.
My dad tells me, because Dad's from India and he came over when he was 6, and he tells me about like times when you get beat up.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, he's from Bolton.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, biggest Bolton accent ever. And you'd be like, I still got beat up.
You did.
And just for looking like or they'd call me certain names and stuff. But it was like, could never figure out why.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes I think people are still asking them, like, there is no answer really.
There were signs up. I mean, media played a big part of it. There were signs up which said no dogs, no blacks, no Irish, or in the 60s. And my dad used to see them, but thank God they were taken down. And my dad was telling me when he came over here, now my granddad was in the British Army. Yes, sir, for 8 years. My uncle was in the army, stuff like that. And they came over here and they served, and they wanted to see what they were protecting, and they came here because of his work and what he did. He was a foreman of a building site, and he was brought here because of his profession. I came and he told me that there used to be about 20 odd people that was living in one house. 10 of them would go to work, and 10 of them would sleep. Then the other 10 they would do this. Then it didn't matter whether you were Indian, whether you were Hindu, whether you're Muslim, Bengali, Pakistani, English, nothing. Everybody lived together. They all loved one another, and they all stuck together. He had so many friends in different areas, different places, that he actually kept even telling me. And he said to me, kids used to dance around him and go, make Red Indian sounds, that you're Red Indian to my dad. I mean, what the hell are you doing of it? All these things that they experienced, but they used to, the only time that they were all together were at Christmas time. Because Christmas, everything would be shut. Yeah. So everybody would be in that house, together. And it didn't matter what were you from, what country you were from, who you were. You just lived together, and everybody got one, and they all look after one another. That's why they say the love the people had. You used to be able to leave your door open. Nobody was stealed. Everybody looked after one another. Right. Yeah, those days, unfortunately, have gone now. You can't leave your door open or anything like that at all,
So different in the world in which we're living at the moment.
Yeah, it is. It's going to get worse. I'm not saying nothing yet, but.
Man, so where does your journey go from there? You've talked about your childhood and your community. Like, where do you head?
God, what happened? Well, I did pretty good at school, at secondary, and maths and the things that I enjoyed. And it just started from there. And then in between, I had no education, nothing. And I remember doing something called CPVE. They said it's equivalent to 4 or 5 O levels, A levels. Did that thing, and you're like nowhere. And I thought, oh God, I'm buggered here. And then I thought, right, what am I going to do? And then one of my friends, my sister's friends, came over, and cable TV had just started in Bolton. Okay. Yeah, and it was called Cablevision, and they were based over at Queen's Park, or Queen's Park Industrial Estate. And she said, do you want to, look, there's a job's going, you'll be really good, because I was a people's person. I went, okay. So that's where the journey began. Okay. From being so young, I was thrown in in between a lot of elderly people.
Okay.
I was thrown in a lot of elderly people who were professionals and stuff like that. So quickly I had to grow up. I'm really like, by then I was probably about 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thrown in, to that. And these are like psychologists and professors and top people. And I started doing sales. And from there, it all started. I'm earning like hundreds of thousands of pounds. I'm earning lots and lots of money. I'm a young age. I had all the best cars. I had all the supercars, all the holidays, the private jets, the helicopters. I lived it. I lived the life of the best hotels in the world. I lived the best life. And then I was a person who was taking. Yeah, I wasn't giving there.
Okay.
I didn't believe in charity or nothing.
Right.
And one of my friends told me something last year when I was speaking, for he seen my journey. So going on to that, I worked for cable for about 9-10 years. Yeah, we bought the telephone network. We were behind that, bringing that to this country, which is now Virgin Media. And we were behind the internet and all this that you see now, we're behind it all. And going on from there, I worked very, very hard. Wasn't married, enjoying life to the max, flying all over the world, having the best time of my life. Honestly, the best car. I had some of the best supercars. I had them all. Didn't there and something. And then what happened? I got done, my own fault. I got done speeding on St. Peter's Way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got done speeding and the points accumulation, everything, and I got banned from driving.
All right.
Yeah. Now, when you're in the corporate, you basically, I'm away from my religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must say, I'd gone to mosque.
Yeah.
I learned about Islam. By the time I hit 14, 15 and I left mosque, that was it. I started going on my own journey. Forgot about God, forgot about everything. So when, like before this, when I was on, I got banned from driving, I could have still paid for a driver to drive me around.
Right.
But I decided I didn't want to do it because the amount of pressure that you got at the top end, and you're in a bubble. You're in a corporate world. Yeah, you're in there. They don't let you see. I didn't see poverty. I didn't see anything. And, I had nothing to fall back on. The only thing good that I was doing were, many years before that, I started doing computers and building computers.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing that from home. I was selling, doing computers, and all this were there. And I really didn't know much. So from losing my work, and then what happened was I was on my own then. And I thought, by purpose of my life, I thought it was money. Yeah, that fame, money, flying out, going to the gym, your supercars, all this for your holiday. You think that, then all of a sudden, the rug's being pulled from underneath you.
Walls burst, yeah.
And you've got absolutely nothing then.
Wow.
You got nothing. All your friends have disappeared apart from one or two. The people you took on holiday, you flew to other country, everyone's gone. Yeah, you go, come and pick me up, you're going out. People aren't turning up.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's when it hits home, that you thought the purpose are your purpose. And the only people that are there for you, your mum and dad, your family that were there, your parents are there for you. Because the only person that wants you see a man that wants you to see you doing well is your father. Will always want the son to you, and the mother will always look at. So I had my parents, and then I thought, right, and from there, going on, opening computer shops. And right in front of me, I saw the mosque being built.
Okay.
Yeah, there must be. But now I'd forgotten how to pray on anything.
Okay.
I couldn't pray the Quran, nothing. I learned it on and forgot it because I was in the corporate world, So what I did then was I went down to Zakaria Mosque. Okay. Yeah, and I went in, and when they were building it, took a few years. And then when it opened, they go, listen, forget that. You coming in the mosque. Come and help out over here in the mosque. Yeah, with all our charity work and stuff like that. We knew we had a lot of work ahead of us in the mosque. One thing that we need to do when the mosque was being built, we wanted to be a hub, for the center, for the people around us, for all the religion, not just for Islam. It would need to be for everyone. So we started having open days and interfaith programs. Yeah, so our Imam was part of the Interfaith Council.
Okay.
So I used to go to the meetings with them, with Farouk and all the other people. Yeah, I used to go quite a bit with them. And, even in the hospital, I did the chaplain's course as well. You need to go over, I did lots and lots of things. And then
You were reluctant at that time, though. I mean, because you hadn't been in that space.
No, I did. And you don't
just say, yeah.
Yeah, no, I just said, yeah, I'll come slowly. And then I spent a lot of time there. Then I went over feeling ashamed. I go, look, you know what? I don't know how to pray.
Wow. And then you were really honest with them, and you actually said,
yeah.
Oh, how were they when you told them that?
No, listen, don't be embarrassed. And then they found out there were a lot of other people who couldn't pray, who were elderly, who were coming for years, who couldn't pray, but they were afraid to ask. So I asked, and when we got taught the old way, the Urdu way, not the proper Arabic way. So slowly then I started learning and all that. And then one thing that I found out were that, we started doing a table in town to build bridges between us and communities. We were doing a lot of interfaith programs in the mosque. We were calling in, we were having open days for every faith and no faith to come in, have a look at what Islam is about, ask questions. So we thought, no, we need to do a bit more. So we started then in town, where we came into town centre. And in town centre, we still do that in Bolton and Bury. We have a table and we answer misconceptions about Islam. 2010, remember when it all started, September 11th happened. There was a lot of misinformation, about Islam and all faith. People were getting attacked. So we started the table. Now, doing the table, we thought, one thing that I had in me, my dad would always say to me that, look, British people, English people, other faith, they're such beautiful people. And what are we doing for them? What are you doing? And this is why we set the dawah table up, and we felt that we needed to do more. So this is where then we started doing the homeless. So we go to Manchester, we heard a little bit about homelessness in Manchester, and we started there. Wow. And that's where it all started. So going on from there, and you got to remember, I was a giver. I was a taker. I was taking money. I was not stealing it. I was earning a lot of money. At my age, what I was earning, I always had 2-3 cars, 4, 5, 6, 7 holidays, staying in the best hotels, in Bermuda, in Mexico, all over the world, in the Waldorf, in New York, all the top places. Forget Dubai. Dubai wasn't even there then. Yeah. These are places around the world that you're staying, flying in helicopters and stuff. You were doing it, and so I was a taker. And that's where everything started changing. It all started changing from there.
I think so. You're already showing that people can change.
Yeah, they can.
Your values can change.
No, you can, yeah.
And actually, sometimes we love to put people into boxes.
Yeah.
This is who Billa is, and this is how he's always been, and this is how he's always going to be.
Yeah.
No. Like, every person has the potential for change, for the better and potentially for the worse. It depends how you do that. And it sounds like religion's played a massive part of that for you.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about, we're going to go into a little bit about Homeless Aid and how you started with that. But I know you've been around the world helping people as well.
Yeah.
And the charitable organisations and what you've done. So do you want to talk a little bit about...
Yeah, so
we're
not only around the world, also in England, where we have the floods and stuff were happening. We were out in different areas in Ribble and everything, helping people to empty the homes, protecting them. And we started doing a lot of work abroad. I started looking at other countries where, for us, we were humanitarians. We had a group of us, which were people that were from all the faiths, not just the Islamic faith. And we were going to places like, first thing we did, we went to Gaza. Nobody had been into Gaza for 10 years. We drove in ambulances and trucks from Bolton. We didn't go part of the George Galloway. That became very political. We were political. We were a humanitarian NGO. We got together, we took medicine, and I still remember we had absolutely zero problem. We got in there, they came running, we had an itinerary. The thing were that the war still going on. There were bombs going off around us. We saw children being killed, and we literally saw everything like that, and it opened your eyes. Look, we have blinkers on. We live in a bubble. We don't know what's going on in the world. So I thought, oh my God, this is where the international charity kind of started, and that coming back from there, and I learned, and I still remember the smiles on the face. Simple thing, like a chicken in Gaza was £12.
Yeah.
£12 per chicken. Here, you could get, for £10, you get 3 chickens.
Yeah.
There was so expensive, but there were people there, and they were like basic necessities, like water. The water was very, very limited. But do you know what they all had? They were also, I traveled through the whole of Europe. We had these trucks. There were 19 of us. We traveled these trucks and ambulances. Most of the areas, Syria, Jordan, everything we went through every climate you can think of. I still remember where I was sat in Africa, turned right in Bulgaria. We looked right, and there was 50 foot of snow. And we ended up on the top of a mountain where the key, where they were skiing, and there's the lifts bring them up. Yeah. We were at the top there, stuck. We took a wrong turning, and we had to be taken down with plow. Oh my God, never. We were in Montana and different places. And like many of the people, they didn't really speak English. Mm-hmm. But when we got into Gaza, most of the kids there, they all spoke English. Most of the people spoke English, really well educated. Well, what little they had, they were making use of it, and it was absolutely unbelievable. So moving on from there, then we did another convoy where we went down to Syria.
Okay.
We went to Syria then. There we went, and what we were doing was we went for widows and orphans. We took ambulances and we were helping widows and orphans, and we were taking them into a safe on the border. We were taking them into camps, going into hospitals, helping people in hospital, helping people all over. We had about 840 orphans living there, and I still remember we were Eid. Yeah, some of these people were Christian, they were Muslim, different, but on Eid, we gave everybody, we did a big massive feast for them. We gave all the kids, the family, we gave them, honestly, we were crying. They were calling him Abu, father.
Okay, amazing.
And we were crying because they had no parents. You know, like widows and orphans and the elderly in the camps that we're helping there. You know, and we went again and going on to the last thing we did was where we took 100 ambulances. I was going over to Dunkirk, you know, and to Calais, where the jungle was. We went there every 3-4 weeks, but we were going for the families. There were a lot of people that had gone there, and I don't have kids. They say there's economic migrants, and there's people that truly are people that are trying to get in. But there were a lot of families there with the children that had been left behind. So we were going for them every 2 to 3 weeks. We were going over, and again, we had convoys going from Bolton, driving down Albania. We were doing that, and we were going to, Macedonia. I still remember that 10,000 people there from the Syrian refugees there. Literally all over the world we were doing work. And right now we're still doing work, which is in Africa. We are doing work abroad, but we do a lot of work in Africa and stuff like that. What I was saying earlier on, you know, like helping with the building of the wells, schools, medical clinics and stuff like that. We do that. Not only there, but everywhere. Everyone, anywhere, wherever it's needed, our help's needed, we're still helping as well.
How does it work then? Does someone say, in Gaza, you see like something happens in Ukraine, and you realize, right, something's happening there, and then you say, right, I've got to gather the troops. And then does everyone just get behind you, or how does it work? Is there a plan or a strategy?
No, you just people that you know, and people know me. They normally ask me. So when Ukraine, when it kicked off, you know, with the war and stuff, they contacted us. So we got loads of clothing together. We got build a truck up. I actually got our homestead vans to go out. We filled our vans up with all the clothing, picked up the nation, take them, dropped them off, and we were helping with them. So it doesn't matter who it is or whatever, we just come together. So we have a trauma team. I remember one of the areas we were in, we had dentists, we had midwives with us, we had doctors with us who gave up their time from every faith. It didn't matter who you were there. We were all humanitarians. So I knew we had the money with us, so we were going out, buying the shopping, buying the yogurt, buying the fresh bread, buying the fruit food. And I remember doing when I was in Macedonia, on the border of Macedonia, and it was of Greece. Within the border, 10,000, there were snakes, massive snakes, mosquitoes, me, Jamila, there were loads of Wayne, loads of us there. And we're helping. And what we're doing breakfast. Yeah, we're doing breakfast for her. Then we're cooking for 10,000. Then we're doing dinner. And then we do lunch after. Oh my God, what brilliant. Oh my God, we had hairdressers, there were pharmaceutical chemists. We had everyone with us there. And the dentists are operating. You're like a normal chair. And they go in there, they're operating and trying to get the two, helping them, trying to bring down the pain and stuff, a little medication. Still remember, so this is what we were doing, like different, anywhere in the world what needed our help, we were there. We even give like when the earthquakes were happening around the world, we would then offer our services to come out. And if the government allowed us, then we would go. But some of the areas, they would not let us go there because of theft. It's getting in, stealing, people like going, and they even though, because we weren't an NGO, we weren't a charity, nothing, we were just a group of humanitarian friends that wanted to go and help. It'd be quite hard and challenging. But some of the places, we just go ourselves and just turn up. We're here to help you.
And then just get involved and get stuck in. Yeah. Oh man, so much of it's learning on the spot as well, right? So Homelessness UK and how you got started. So that started in, when did you?
About 2010 approximately, we started. We didn't have a name. We had no name, nothing. We just went out up and down the streets, walking and stuff. And a lot of people wanted to get involved. A lot of the charities big companies wanted to get, but you had to be a registered charity. We're still not a charity. We're still a community group. We didn't want that. We had no, so before, about 2017, we came up with the name Homelessness UK. We found other organisations, but we didn't like the way that they were running.
Okay.
Didn't like it. Didn't like what
just in terms of the way they communicate with each other?
The way it is, the nations are shared, what happened, and inner things that were happening that we did not like. We saw stuff, so 9 of us left.
Right.
They left, they moved on. I was already doing the homeless in Manchester and other areas, and I was part of working with other charities, and we were delivering winter wall packages.
Okay.
We were delivering hampers to families. I was working with Brass, other groups, dropping stuff off and that, and doing Manchester as well. We're still with Manchester. And then I thought, and homelessness, I didn't know many in Bolton. And I knew a few of them because me and Paddy McGuinness, who we grew up with, they've started getting made homeless.
Right, so friends of yours.
Yeah, our friend can be Paddy. And when I saw him on Top Gear, that's how he got involved. When he came with Top Gear to Bolton, he was started from over here in town centre, and he walked around. And one minute I go, Paddy, I haven't seen him for like 25, 30 years. The last place I saw was in Malaga.
You saw him in Malaga?
Yeah, he was a holiday rep.
All right, okay. He was a holiday rep.
And I heard somebody shouting my name. I go, who the hell's that? I go, oh my God, we hugged it. And then I think I saw him briefly when my child was born and his child were born. He was in hospital. And my kid was born about 20-something years ago. And here's something I can remember. Or his kid was born or somebody was born. I saw him there just briefly and couldn't speak. And when he came, I was to Paddy, and you see me in Top Gear speaking to him, saying to go, look, you know what? Our friends all be made homeless. A lot of them, like I give the name, we all grew up together.
Yeah.
We are in the same play. My brother showed him how to shave.
Wow.
Yeah, they're how close we were. All looked after one another. Yeah, and me, Cookie, and all that. And when we started seeing people home, and that's when we came into Bolton over 10 years ago. So we started in Manchester. We still do Manchester now. And then we came into Bolton about 10 years ago. Started off with 1 or 2 kitchens. And from there now, just in Bolton, we got 5 kitchens. And now Paddy, every Christmas he comes, he gives gifts out, he gets involved with us as well. You know, it's just amazing, you know. And 2017, we gave our name. I was still doing what I was doing. I linked in with another organisation, didn't like the way that they run, didn't like the people and that. But for 9 of us to leave, you know, I saw racism. I saw the behaviours were not how I think should be run. But no, we don't want the. And from there, then we came away. So 2017, you know, Homicide, the name came out. Yeah, but we were running for like nearly from 2010, 15 years now. We were running, so 15 years, in 2026 now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huge amount and so much impact. So, Homicide UK, you're based in Bolton.
Yeah, we're based in Bolton.
You have storage units, food storage units. Yeah. You store clothes, as you just told me earlier on before the podcast started.
Yeah.
What else does Homicide UK do, and what are you up to?
Okay, so starting in Bolton, I'll give you what happens in Bolton. Bolton, we got a food bank. Just before the pandemic, we heard there's going to be a lockdown. So, and I always wanted a food bank because what we were doing before that, over 5 years ago, I would put once a month, I'd put onto Facebook, is that any families there that are struggling, me and you, I'll do little, and I'll do your shopping for you. Every month I did it.
Right, okay.
I wanted to do a little bit more with the food thing because I'd done many years ago, I'd done food hampers, like over 10, 12, 13, 14 years ago. I was still doing that, but I was doing it at a small scale. So when we heard the pandemic was coming, we got the show store. I thought, right, lockdown's going to happen, we believe. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a food hamper. So me and a few people, we all chipped in our own money and we set up the food bank.
Wow.
I wasn't even earning any money. I actually put Homicide there. So when the pandemic kicked in, we were then out. First of all, we started by delivering food hampers to that because it took to the elderly. It took a while for the government to say, right, all you lot, you need to isolate. You can't go out.
Yeah.
The problem that was happening were that the elderly and those that were disabled, that were sick, they couldn't get any slots for delivery from the supermarkets. The government took them over a month to find them people, to actually go and drop them off. So we'd already started morning and night.
Yeah.
A team of us from our team, we were out morning, night. Those people that were going to crack up, they all came out and started joining us. And so we started going out. And that's where the food bank started.
Wow.
And from there now, we have about 4,500 families, people that we are, 4,500 families that we look after. Not only from Bolton, anyone can come from any town. We don't have it, no, it's just Bolton. We have people come from Wigan, Manchester, Stockport, everywhere they come down. But we have about 4,500 people that we look after, and they're allowed to get a hamper every single month. They can get a hamper. If they are really struggling, we look at them, they can get it weekly as well. So that is the food bank start part of it. And with that now, we don't, like I said at the beginning, we don't get any government funding for our hampers.
It's all from donations.
All donations are run by the community, for the community. It will give back. We do not take any wages.
Right.
We don't take no wages. All our vans, even the place that we've got, social response, that's been donated to us. We don't pay the rent there, even though there's other units that we've got where friends of mine all pay the rent.
Right, okay.
And we work with the council on whatever, they pay a little bit towards one of the units. But all the other ones, I've got friends or people, I've got people paying the insurance, got people paying the road, I do the road tax, then the fuel I do as well. And then everybody does their little bit. And this is how we actually running. So we've got the food bank. Then we've got the homeless, where Manchester's now about 3-4 times a week. Bolton, we've got 5 soup kitchens under the arches at Limans Crescent. Not only people are homeless, people in temporary accommodation, but we've got families, people that run businesses that are struggling. People are turning up in brand new cars, go, no, my wife's lost a job. And with how expensive. So I had one guy, I remember, come from a restaurant, and he said to me, he goes, I go, so look, what are you doing here? I go, look, bro, yeah, I know you. You got that. He goes, look, he goes, what I used to pay for my utilities every 2 to 3 months, I'm paying more than that every month now. Then with the inflation, then with wages and everything else, I've got nothing left to eat myself. I had a person who I know that was very, very wealthy, almost close to a millionaire, ended up homeless, losing everything. I've got people that are part of very, very rich families. They've thrown their wives out or husband, or they're living in cars and stuff. Sure. We see it all. Nobody is safe from there. You know, when we say, oh, wow, you come, but the family that you're from, and literally homelessness and people that are struggling, it can happen to anyone, and we can see that. So the food bank, we got people coming there, and here, even at the soup kitchen, we've got people coming there that are struggling. We got people that work 0-hour contract, and they pull up in their cars. Yeah, they got cars, go, look, we've got nothing to eat. Do we put fuel in? Do we do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got them kind of people. People think, oh, they're all the drug, the people that are begging. I think, no, it's not that. And the thing is, with us, we don't judge no one. Anybody comes, if you come to us for food, we're there to help you. We also work with the NHS, the homelessness team. Okay. We work with them. They come every Tuesday. We have North Manchester NHS. We have the GP Federation. You're checking for hospital appointment, make sure the medical's okay, the nurses are there. They're away now for a couple of months. They'll be back again, but they've been with us for years as well. We used to have a treatment room coming from St John's Ambulance. They used to turn up and they used to treat them, because a lot of the homeless and people, and like yesterday we had about 3 or 4 people present to us as homeless. They got no food, no nothing. So we give them sleeping bags, we give them clothing, there's some food, and then we refer them into the council. We're in the council, we're referring people. So this way it's become a hub now, working at grassroots. But we can honestly say we don't get no government funding, but we're out 365 days a year now. So we do Bolton, 5 soup kitchens. Before the soup kitchens, I'd gone to a lot of the takeaways in Bolton. Some of them you'll know, Real Fish and Chip Shop, Mashes, Grillers. Yeah, Taj Mahal used to do it, yeah. He used to do it as well. There's Rice and 3, that do it as well. The Sig's Takeaway, Mashes Wing Branch, every day at 4 o'clock, even in town, you've got the, is it Grind Coffee? Yeah, he does the breakfast, he gives them a cake.
So what, are you the person who, you go out to all these places and you go, look, can you do us a favour? This is how you're doing.
I will give a voucher, and only the people that are genuinely homeless can you give food to them. So I started that many years ago, about 10 years ago.
It's based off your trust.
Built trust with these people.
Yeah,
and first we'd pay, and then they thought, hang on a minute, charity doesn't diminish your wealth.
Yeah.
Charity never ever. I'm a graphic designer. That's what I do. I have my own company. I graphic design, and I look after my parents. I'm a carer now for my mum and dad. So I've reduced my work that I do with my graphic design. I do a lot the home, but I also look after my mum and dad. I'm a proper carer for them as well. So I do that as well. That's why I'm asking you with the times and stuff.
Yeah, because
I've got to look after them, make sure medication and stuff like that. You know. So I went to the takeaway. It started off with Grill Stirs, then went to Coolio's, forgot the name Coolio's, then from there went to Mashes, then Rice and 3, then Real Fish and Chip Shop, and they found that they were getting busier. Even though they're giving a little bit of chips. So once a week, apart from Grill Stirs, we do twice a week, they all give food. 4 o'clock, we genuinely go with the voucher with the food, and they go over. Those that have got like mental health or severe problem, whatever, we tell them to come to the street kitchens. We got 5 because a lot of people that were struggling. So we then started our soup kitchens, they all started, and the 5 there. From here then, doing Manchester 4 times a week for once a week, for 1 hour. We now do 6 hours out on Saturday. We then started in other areas. We started then in Wigan. We started in Lee. We got Bury, we got Oldham, we got Liverpool. We had a team in London which is going to restart. We got Scotland as well.
So literally
the whole country.
Yeah.
Hundreds of volunteers. We don't get like I said, nobody. I don't get paid. I just go over, do my thing, and I go.
Do you see yourself as like the CEO or like the project manager? How do you see just the co-founder?
Yeah, but I can't do anything without my team. There's no I in team. Remember that. Yeah, and all the people that are around me, no way you could do it without the people who sponsor us, people who support us, people who believe in us, our team. You can no way do it on your own. How big we have become, you can no way do that. We're absolutely massive, and I thank God, for doing it. And I thank all the people that are around there, our friends, the people. And what I did was when I set this up, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a Muslim organization.
Yeah, they'd be strict in terms of just being.
I wanted every faith and no faith. We have people from the Hindu, for Christian, atheists. We even have white witches. We have all the faiths all working together. We've had everyone, every faith. Got you see our thing. It doesn't matter which temple. And I made sure that the mosques are involved, the temples are involved, the churches are involved. Literally everyone is involved, and companies are around us. So, and one thing that we don't do at our kitchens is we don't preach.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are, what you are. You come, you get food, and then you go. You left with a smile. It doesn't matter what color, what religion. It doesn't matter anything like that at all. And that's how I did it. So from there, this is why I grow, and people trust us. When they come down, see, yesterday we had the council. You're like Richard Sylvester, who's actually the main council who's headed this ward. He was there, and they sponsored the kitchen.
Wow.
And they came down. And that's how we work. And you got Sittle, who's in charge of all the fundraising, the money and everything, and the food. She gets all that. She's in charge. So everyone has got. And one of my co-founders, Ben, you don't really see him. He's in the background. He runs the Bury. He does the other. He goes to Manchester. You don't see him. He's in the background. But now I've tried to
bring to the front. So everyone has
the co-founders with me of Homelessness UK. All I do, I just bring everything together. But the money and everything is done by other people. I don't get involved in all that. I have a lot of contact, a lot of network, and everybody who knows me, they totally try. But you can see what we do. We put our posts up on social media. We don't put the photos of the homeless because we don't get government funding, and people sponsor it. We put down, look, this is where your money's gone, your food, and from the back of that, people are giving us, and they sponsor and they donate to us as well.
Yeah, it's really special. It really is. During COVID, so Zach. Who is how I found out about you ages ago was through Zach, because I played cricket at the cricket club.
We didn't.
Zach played cricket, and Zach was like, "You got to come down." So we went down, and I was doing hampers to older people in Bolton during COVID, and do your hampers, and I was taking them wherever. And there was one lady who came to me. She said she wouldn't stop talking to me. I'd given her this hamper. Said it's from Homelessness UK, amazing organisation. She was like, and she just wouldn't stop talking to her. And I said, "I've been here for 45 minutes, and you've been talking to me and I've not said a word yet." And I was like, "Is everything okay?" And she said, "You're the first person I spoke to in 6 weeks."
Wow.
And like that kind of story, and that you've created a space where, yes, the food is important, but the conversation and
definitely that smile, that help. While the whole world turns their back on these people, you got to remember, people that are homeless, people that are struggling, are somebody's brother, uncle, auntie, father, mother, whatever. They're somebody's family. You might not love them, but there's people out there that love them, and that's the love that's what we show. You mean they're like family to us? We're the only family. So we do Christmas. Christmas, we do the parties now. I only used to do it for the homeless. Last year, we started in Bolton, where every Christmas we go to Manchester. And we go because a lot of them are suicidal. And the ones that are genuine homeless, I used to take to the takeaways and we'll feed them. And then last year, we decided, do you know what? These people, they probably got no family. Let's do a Christmas day. As well as doing a big, massive Christmas party and Easter party stuff, we go, no, what we'll do on Christmas Day, we'll do something for them. Didn't think anybody would turn up. We had like 80, 90, 100 people. Our food ran out.
Wow.
Our food ran out.
That was in Manchester City Centre?
No, this was in Bolton. And then we went Manchester after. Manchester's always been, we saw 70, 80 people.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go in the morning, we saw. And then this second year we done, and we took gifts for them. And it shows that these people have got no family. We're the only family that they've got.
Yeah. It shows, doesn't it, that family and community, and that
is what brings us together. Yeah, so that's what we did. We built a community. We're a group. We brought all the culture, all of it, everything together. We built them bridges, and that's what we've done. And we're one big, massive family. Don't matter who you are, what color, and we love each other. Honestly, sometimes we don't even look. We can look at our friends, and we know there's something. Yeah, we just know, we can sense of it's happening because we know each other. Like me, Cyril, she rang this morning. We could be ringing each other 1 o'clock in the morning. Ben, we could be ringing. I rang in today. We all ring one another. We know, we bounce, we respect each other.
Yeah.
And then from the back of that, we're doing what we can for you, the human race.
Through creative ways.
Yeah,
it's like a really creative thing as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. So going all over. And then what we do then, another thing we do is Easter, we give Easter eggs out to kids in poverty in Bolton and all over the Northwest. We do that. Thousands of eggs we do. For the elderly, that because we met these elderly in the COVID, we go at Christmas and we take over for them flower daffodils, tea cakes, gifts, just let them know you're not on your own, we're here for you. And go check up on their well-being. Some of them are no longer here, they passed away, but we go around to the houses around Bolton and in the Horwich and different areas, we drop them off. And then at Christmas, we again, and Eid, we do kids in poverty as well. We have asked for Diwali, but then it's very hard to get in. Yeah, because a lot of them they're very, very proud.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
So a lot of people don't want.
They don't want to know. They come to our food bank and they don't want to say. Muslims won't come when I'm there. Christians say, please don't tell Sital.
Yeah.
People that are coming will go, don't tell Sit, because they know the family. We have people from the temples, really religious people, have been thrown out living on the street.
Yeah.
And that's how the temples got involved. Was like people, they get hold, they see, hang on, there's a massive need here now. Yeah, so what we do is we do Diwali, Eid, all the celebrations, when it's Diwali, we have a big Eid party for the homeless there. When it's Christmas, we do Christmas. I'll do Eid when we come. We have 2 Eids, so they have 2 Eid kind of thing. Ramadan, we'll be feeding and stuff. And then what we do then when Christmas comes, first project we do is we do a project which is for the children in poverty. Kids that are going to get nothing, kids that are homeless in home, not kids that are getting toys to top up. Yeah, where they've got one toy, they want to get some more. We don't work with that. And people saying, oh, look, we've done hundreds of thousands of toys we're giving. They're only topping them up. We give it to kids who've got nothing. So there might only be 200, 300. Yeah, but we know they're going to have nothing. The only gift that they're getting. And we get stuff for their mothers and the father, parents, and we do that. Then we do the elderly who are on their own, who've got nothing. We're the only visitors that they get, apart from the carers. So we go with them. Massive, thousands, Sital, bless her, thousands of gifts she gets together. Put them into bags. You got people like Elaine and Lynn and Jasuben and all these people and Debbie Dewey, all these people. We work with different charities as well. We all work together. Yeah, even though we're a community group, we work with Boot Out Breast Cancer and the Animal Destitution as well. We're the same people. In that same circle, we all help one, but then we do that. We get gifts together. We go and hand them out.
So, in terms of as we come towards the end of today's kind of interview and your story, I want to talk about a few things, and one of them is what about when people think, all these people come into our country, or when there's a different, homeless people are this. Yeah. This is you're adding to the problem. Yeah. Like, how do you navigate that conversation, or do you try and bridge a gap, or do you just,
how do you know? I get it all the time, but people know what I do. I don't just know about it. Can I just also, one thing that I want to add is that we get milk every Monday, and Bolton Hospice and all that, who we give the milk to them. We give it to all the charities and the schools. A lot of people come for us milk. We give bread. We give other stuff as well. Every Monday, been doing that for the last couple of years. People don't know that. And today we've been giving football kits to people in poverty. We've been giving coats to people living in poverty. Giving them kits and tracksuits, stuff like that. Now, about this thing, people coming in now into it. You got to remember, I'm the son of an immigrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25%, 30%, doctors, nurses are all things. The issue is, when you get economic migrant, and I totally get it where they're coming from, where some of these people that come in, we don't know anything about them. And, we've been threatened. We've been threatened in our street kitchen loads of times where they come to us, you need to do this. I go, we do not need to do nothing for you. Because Circle and the other groups used to help you, we don't know. We're going to treat you like everybody else. Whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian, a lot of people think that these people are Muslim. They're not Muslim. They're Christian, atheists, and they're from all different faiths. You got to remember then that first the Jewish people came in the 20s.
Yeah.
They got it. The papers reported it. Then the Irish got it. Then the Asians and the blacks, and then blacks got it. Yeah. Then the Irish, then the Asians, and all the other communities said, your parents are my parents. We're all the sons of immigrants. A lot of the people here, if you do a DNA on them, they're also immigrants. This is an island where all these people all came from different countries, different places.
Because the British
went there. They went there, and they've all come over here.
Yeah.
400 years ago, you do a DNA test on people, where they're from. They're not actually from. You're all, and I'm lucky because my father was, he did his bit, and I totally get it. Come in here, do your bit for the country, pay into the state, which immigrants do. They pay in, and they were so.
There's a narrative that they're here to not work.
Yeah, they don't work.
Take your jobs if they do. So how can they not work and then take your jobs?
Yeah, because they're not allowed to work. They're not allowed to get benefits.
Exactly. So it's this real difficult. And these hotels that people keep going into, I've been into a few of these.
Yeah.
They're not hotels as you think.
No.
You actually probably wipe your shoes as you go out of the hotel room.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
3 or 4 people in a little tiny room, and it's.
But what they're doing is they're taking, like, I can just imagine. I see this meme that's coming in my head. There is a plate full of cookies. These rich and wealthiest and the elite have taken all the cookies, and they've left one cookie there, and they're telling the working class person from here, look, that immigrant there is going to take your one cookie. Yeah, and they're all fighting for that one cookie. But in the end of it, there's so much wealth. You mean, like this thing from the pandemic, the wealth of the wealthiest grew by 640 million. Each person become more wealthy. They're getting richer. The gap between the rich and the poor, the middle class are going to get hammered. We're getting hammered. I mean, I work, but I don't get, no, if I don't work, if I become sick now, I don't get paid a penny.
Yeah.
I've saved up now because I need to buy a property, because I need to find a house. I'm at my parents' house now. I'm looking after my mum and dad, but you've got to give them a long life. But if they pass away tomorrow, I need somewhere for me and my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are they going to go? Well, we got to do it. And then, but because I've saved up and I've worked hard all my life, I get penalised. Yeah. Everywhere, I'm getting penalised now.
But because we're all facing that one, we're all chasing that one cookie.
Yeah, because
and arguing about that one cookie is actually seeing where the actual. I love that.
Yeah,
hey, I don't know how that's just come into your mind and you showed up.
I know what's going on. And the thing is, though, they're blaming the people. They're getting all the. You got to remember, a lot of these. Some politicians are very, very nice people. The local ones, but you got to remember, a lot of people don't have your back. They don't have your back. They have where they need to be. Their think tanks say, we need to save money. We need to save money. We're in debt. The earth's like £300 trillion in debt. To who? Who owes the money? They're printing money like nobody's business.
So this, the thing is here, though, that lived experience, what you've been through matters. And I think if we look at homelessness, or we look at mental health, disabilities, like how can you have the top 10 people in government in the UK in the past not having a disability, but they're talking about and leading on disability? So how can we, for homelessness, how do we need to have lived experience, community change makers, people at grassroots level in that whole line and pathway to say, this is how you create change.
Right, here in Bolton, they're doing amazing work. I've got to give it to them. They do what they can. But as you go one step forward, you go 2 backwards.
Right, okay.
If you're getting your, say, your credits and your family, I don't know, for your housing benefits, £400 or £500, and the landlord services Section 21 or whatever they serve you, because they go, we're going to sell the home, even though they're going to be banging the price or turn to a HMO, and they want £800-900. Where are you going to get it from? Those people are getting made homeless. A lot of people are homeless now, families that are or on the threat, or they're being threatened with homelessness, or are going to be in the future are going to get made homeless. More needs to be done here. There's got to be more social housing. There's got to be a cap put on. It's got to be in line with, and even the banks, because the banks are, and I feel sorry for some of the landlords. Their rent, their mortgages have gone through the roof. So I understand they got to get it. They can't give it away free, but something needs to be definitely done. The banks are going to be held accountable. Landlords are going to be held accountable. Yeah, literally everyone. Even look at these utility companies. They're making billions. They said, oh, we're struggling. They're making billions in profit. They're paying stupid amounts of money to, their actual CEOs. They're making, it's not about that. Look at it. They said Brexit was going to be here. We're going to save money. We are worse off now than we've ever been. Yeah, because there's nobody there to protect us. We pay the highest utilities. We've got the highest, everything is just through the roof now.
Yeah.
We need more people coming into politics, but doing it for the right reason. Honestly, like I can think of so many local councils which are absolutely amazing. They're there for the community. They're there, they do so. We've got them who volunteer for us, absolutely amazing. But when they come to us, they don't come as counsellors.
Yeah.
They come as being new. Because they were doing that before they became counsellors.
Yeah. Yes, there's no hiding.
They do it, and they don't even show it on the internet. Look at me, I'm doing this. Because a lot of them, they'll come when it's time for politics, they want to get elected. They'll start picking up a few little bags, start doing it. Look at me, I'm doing it. Forget all that.
Yeah.
The proofs in the pudding of them people that are there from the beginning. So we need more people with more youngsters. You got to understand that homelessness can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
And, you know, we can't help everyone, but everybody can help someone. We've got to start helping one another and looking after. Yeah, well, that's it.
One person at a time, I think, is important, isn't it? Now, as we round off, Bill, I've got 2 questions I want to ask you. Before we do that, I want to say thank you, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, not just for being here, mate, but your efforts. I'm probably speaking on behalf of hundreds of thousands of people here. You're unbelievable.
We don't want thanks. We don't want nothing.
But it's you're really, the thanks is I'm thanking you because you're making me and so many others want to take action.
Yeah.
You know, and if we can do that,
I hope then.
And I hope it's really, let's go and take action together. Homeless Aid UK, you've got a website, you've got social media.
Yeah,
you're out there, aren't you? So I'll be plugging everything about that. But my final 2 questions. So we've interviewed 164 people over 6 years, and I've asked these same 2 questions.
Yeah.
So my first question is, Billa Ahmed, what's your definition of the word inspire?
Inspire?
Yeah.
Inspire what we're doing, what you're doing as well to inspire. My definition of inspire is when you do good for someone, when somebody inspires you to do good, and make a change. That's really, really important. Change your mindset on like homelessness. That's what mine is. That don't judge them all because everybody doesn't mean that they're all homeless. Not every homeless person is a drug addict, an alcoholic. Yeah, and if I inspire people to step up, and make a change in their community, even if you can't help everyone, help one person. Help your elderly neighbor, help your disabled neighbor, help your family member, do something good. Smile even. Smiling is charity. In my really smiling, you're inspired, just change yourself as well.
Amazing.
I just want them to inspire themselves to make a change. You know?
And the second question, the final question that we've asked every one of our 164 people we've shared the story of so far is, Billa Ahmed, if you were to live your best life, and hopefully that's another 60, 70 years. Who knows how long you're going to go on for, right? You'll be a lot old person if it was that case. What is the life or the legacy you want to leave?
My life or legacy, bro, you know what? My life or legacy is not a good thing because I'm helping the poor. I don't want any poverty. I don't want homelessness. Yeah, I don't want that. I want people being in poverty. So my legacy is not what I want to do. But the only thing that I would do want to leave is that if people out there, if anyone is struggling or whatever, just look after one another. Forget what religion, what color, what culture, who you are, what you are. No matter what person, even if your enemy, if they need your help and they come to you, then help them. Don't judge no one. They might come to you for help. Don't turn and tell everybody about what their problems are. And because you might be the only person they've told. If someone's come to you for help, take it as a blessing, but you might be the only person, because I've got people that I've helped. I'm the one person I've helped who just brought 2 now. I know, they bought their own aeroplanes. 15 years ago, they were homeless for nothing.
Wow.
And now they're very, very wealthy. And we get calls non-stop. People, but you just sitting there, just speaking to someone nicely, just hearing, being that ear, listening to them can make a big, big difference. Sometimes not even about giving, it's about listening and talking to people and just smiling. And you should try that. Walk along, smile at 3 people that you don't know, and they will smile, and it's contagious, and it'll continue throughout the world. It'll just continue everywhere they'll smile at somebody, and so it's good.
Billa, thank you for being on the television.
No, really, brilliant. No worries, thank you.
Thank you for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please leave a comment in the comment section below, and we cannot wait to see you for our next episode.